Discover the incredible moment a billionaire revealed the heartwarming truth behind a maid's life. Jenna stood in the dark, coffee brewing, heart racing. Every morning, she raced the sun, determined to set a new day for Lucy and Ethan. Her hands moved methodically, scrubbing floors, dusting shelves in the grand homes of Maplewood. Each sparkling surface reflected her dreams of better days, of her children escaping the clutches of struggle that had defined her own childhood. Her mind whispered to her, "You can do this. You're doing this for them." But this morning was different. As she dashed down Maplewood Avenue, juggling her cleaning supplies, she collided with a towering figure. The impact knocked her off balance, and she stumbled back, catching her breath. "I'm so sorry," Jenna exclaimed, glancing upward to meet the startled blue eyes of William, the misunderstood billionaire. He stood there, dressed in crisp clothes that screamed privilege, his brows furrowed in bewilderment. No problem," he mumbled, utterly oblivious to her hardships. In that fleeting moment, Jenna felt a flash of indignation. Who was he to judge her ambition? Their worlds collided in unexpected ways. Daily, William strolled past homes like hers, dismissing the lives inside as mere background to his wealth. Jenna's heart squeezed. She wanted him to see her. Not just the dust she wiped away, but the sweat that formed beneath her brow. As days went by, encounters became a series of awkward exchanges that revealed a deeper truth hidden beneath societal facades. Then one afternoon, during a routine cleaning session, William accidentally stumbled upon Jenna's cleaning cart. Among sponges and sprays sat a stack of crayon-scribbled art alongside notes filled with her ambitions, plans for a business, dreams of college. A glimmer of curiosity sparkled in his eye, igniting something frozen within him. This wasn't just a maid's cart, it was a treasure trove of unrealized potential and love. He turned to Jenna with newfound questions swirling in his mind, captivated by her relentless hope. "Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen." Now let's continue. William's explorations began to unravel the blueprints of a community he once overlooked. Through Jenna's eyes, he felt the burdens of single parenthood, the grit of making ends meet. Each passerby in Maplewood became a story he wanted to know more about. But the bubbled world he inhabited balked at this transformation. Friends hinted that backing a single mother was beneath him, wrapped in elegant jests meant to remind him of his status. As school funding cuts loomed over Maplewood, a real crisis brewed. Jenna became a rallying cry for her neighbors, her heart wild with ideas, forging connections born of shared struggle. One fateful evening, amid growing tension and whispers of despair, she stepped forward, her voice shaking but resolute. "We are more than what they see." The warmth of community ignited her, igniting fire in William too, pushing him to stand with her. They locked eyes, a shared vision flickering like a candle in a storm. In every laugh, every gasp, they felt the weight of challenge ahead. A bittersweet celebration awaited, yet both knew they would have to maneuver through a sea of skepticism and confrontation. As Jenna accepted an award for her tireless dedication, the tears in her children's eyes lit up the crowd. William felt a shift within, torn between his wealth and the truth of who he had become. Together at the edge of hope, they knew the real fight was just beginning. What weight in the shadows still lay unchallenged? Jenna's heart raced as she stepped off the stage, award clutched tightly in her hands. The applause still echoed in her ears, but beneath the surface, a wave of apprehension crashed against her resolve. She glanced at William, standing at the edge of the crowd, his eyes bright with admiration but shadowed by doubt. What would the elite think of him now? As they walked home, the weight of unspoken words hung heavy in the air. "Thank you for everything," Jenna finally said, breaking the silence. She could feel the warmth of gratitude blooming in her chest, but with it came uncertainty. "I don't know what's next for me." William nodded slowly, the tension evident in his posture. You've changed things for this community, but I can't shake the worry. I don't want them to judge you, or me, for wanting to help. Each word dripped with vulnerability, a crack in his polished facade. Jenna turned to him, her voice steady. Then let us show them why we must help. This isn't just about me, it's about everyone in Maplewood. Her own conviction surprised her, igniting something inside her that could no longer be contained. Over the next few weeks, they brainstormed ideas together: fundraisers, community workshops, local gigs for the talent that thrived in the shadows of Maplewood. Day by day, they transformed their initial vision into concrete plans, rallying local families to join the fight for their community. Word spread, conversations bubbled, and a network of support began to take shape. Yet, lurking beneath the encouragement was an undercurrent of resistance. Tempers flared when longtime residents learned that a billionaire, one of them, was backing a project meant to uplift people like us. The tension thickened like fog, and whispers of scorn grew louder. One evening, Jenna overheard a group of women whispering at the community center. "Who does she think she is, inviting that man into our lives? He'll just walk away when things get tough." The words cut deeper than she expected. Were they right? Was this all a game to him? Frustration washed over her. She had given everything to this cause, yet doubt spread like a weed. Later that night, she found William pacing outside her apartment. He looked up when she approached, sensing her turmoil. "What's wrong?" "People are angry, William," she sighed, her voice cracking. "They don't believe we can actually make a difference. They don't trust you, or me, and I don't know how to change that." The fear she was grappling with felt painfully familiar. He stepped closer, a fierce determination in his gaze. "What if we put everything on the line? Not just as a project but as a partnership. Show them we aren't just talking. Let us do something that truly impacts their lives." Hope flickered, fragile yet bright. "You mean?" Jenna hesitated, envisioning the project they both wanted, but doubted they could achieve. "Yes. We host a festival, celebrate our community's talents and bring everyone together." His passion poured over her like spring rain, revitalizing her spirit. "What if it fails?" she asked quietly, heart pounding at the thought of risking so much. William lifted her chin gently with a finger, urgency behind his words. "Then we'll know we gave it our all. The only failure is not trying." They stood in the moonlight, uncertainty swirling around them but determination outshining fear. However, Jenna couldn't shake the gnawing worry: if they did fail, would it unravel everything they had built? As they began to sketch out plans, the storm clouds of doubt loomed closer. The true test of their alliance awaited them. What if, in the pursuit of hope, they hit a wall they couldn't surpass? The next morning brought a bright sun, its rays warming the cool morning air. Jenna stretched, determined to start the day with renewed energy. She brewed herself a cup of coffee and sat by the window, watching the world wake up. There was a sense of urgency buzzing in her chest. Today felt different, like the day their plans would really take off. William arrived at her door just as she finished her coffee. He was dressed casually, his usual polished look replaced with a more approachable vibe, ready to mingle with the community. "Are you ready?" he asked, a hint of excitement in his voice. "Ready as I'll ever be," Jenna replied, heart thumping. She followed him outside, the fresh morning air filling her lungs. His enthusiasm was contagious, a spark igniting her own. Their first stop was the local community center. The large hall was buzzing with people preparing for their upcoming festival. Jenna's excitement soared as she saw familiar faces hard at work. They were hanging colorful banners, arranging tables, and practicing performances. The energy in the room was palpable, every person contributing a piece of their heart. "Look at them," William said, his expression softening. "This is what it's all about." Jenna smiled, realizing he was right. As the hours passed, they worked side by side, making connections, listening to stories of struggles and dreams. For the first time since they began planning, Jenna felt a shift. It wasn't just about her and William anymore, it was about everyone coming together. In the midst of the preparations, a woman approached Jenna. It was Mrs. Archibald, a long-time resident of Maplewood. She had always been skeptical of outsiders. "I owe you an apology," she said, her voice low. "I was wrong to doubt you and William." Jenna's heart warmed. "No hard feelings," she replied genuinely. "We're all in this together." "You've given us hope," Mrs. Archibald continued, "but it's not enough. You must show us why we should believe in this." Jenna looked at William, who nodded, urging her to step up. "We will show you. We'll make this festival a celebration of us, our talent, our struggle, our community spirit. And I assure you," William added, stepping forward with firm confidence, "we're committed to this. We'll stand with you all every step of the way." As the day turned to evening, they finalized details, outlines of performances starting to take shape. Jenna felt a surge of hope. But deep down, the nagging worry still lurked. What if they didn't come together as she hoped? What if the whispers of doubt turned into a loud chorus of rejection once the festival began? As they wrapped up, William pulled Jenna aside. "We've got to keep pushing," he said fiercely. "We can't let fear stop us from taking this leap. Remember, what matters is that we try. Right? We give it everything." Her voice was steady, but uncertainty crept in again. "But what if our everything isn't enough?" He took her hands, his grip firm. "Then we'll build from there. Together." Jenna felt a pulse of strength from their connection and nodded. It was time to face whatever came next. They walked back home under the sprawling stars, visions of the festival dancing in their heads, yet, behind the excitement, shadows waited grumblings from those who still doubted and hoped for failure. With festival day approaching, would fear and disbelief overshadow the sparks they ignited? As the excitement mounted, Jenna realized that the true festival might not just celebrate talents, but also unveil hidden truths, those about themselves and each other. Little did they know that the day held more than just performances, it was the beginning of an awakening that would change everything. The morning of the festival dawned bright and promising, but beneath the surface, a tension simmered. Jenna awoke with a mixture of excitement and dread, her heart racing with every thought of how the day would unfold. She glanced at the clock, and time felt like it was both moving too fast and too slow. She slipped out of bed and into the shower, hoping the water's cascade would wash away the swirling anxieties. William arrived early, as he often did, a bag of supplies slung over his shoulder and determination in his eyes. "We're going to blow them away today, Jenna," he said, trying to lift the heavy clouds hovering in her mind. But his encouragement didn't land the way he intended. "I hope so," she replied, folding her arms tightly across her chest. "Hey, what's got you so wound up? Remember what we talked about?" William's brow furrowed with concern. "It's just, what if no one shows up? What if it's a disaster? What if Mrs. Archibald is right?" He placed his hands on her shoulders and looked her dead in the eyes. "This is a community festival, not just ours. The people want this as much as we do. Trust that." She nodded, though the weight in her chest didn't lift completely. As they stepped outside, the street was alive with the vibrant colors of decorations, the enticing scent of food wafting through the air, and the sound of laughter filtering from the nearby park. Families were already setting up blankets and staging their booths. "See?" William said, starting to smile as he caught Jenna's gaze. "It's happening." Jenna felt a flicker of hope. But that hope was short-lived as she spotted a small cluster of people gathered off to the side, their expressions unreadable. As she approached, dread pooled at the base of her stomach. It was the townsfolk who had been vocal about their skepticism, arms crossed and murmuring amongst themselves. "Look at this. They think they can come in here and completely change things." One of them, a farmer named Greg, scoffed loud enough for Jenna to hear. "It's not about changing anything." She shot back, unable to hold her tongue. "It's about building on what we already have." "Sure, but how can you be sure this is worth our time? He countered, stepping toward her, his eyes narrowing. You're just outsiders. William stepped in beside her, a protective stance forming. We all want the same thing. Let us celebrate what makes Maplewood special. But grumbles persisted as people around them exchanged skeptical glances. Jenna felt the weight of their doubt pressing down on her, but at that moment, she remembered Mrs. Archibald's words about hope. I know some of you don't trust us. And that's fair. But think of this festival not as our idea but as a gift from us to you to remind us all of who we are together. We want to share joy, talents, and to show what it means when we unite, Jenna continued, her heart pounding, her voice more assertive now. The crowd's murmurs quieted, and for the first time, she saw hesitant expressions shift slightly. After a long pause, a woman from the back of the crowd spoke up, all right, we'll give it a try, but it better be worth it. Jenna's heart swelled. We're ready to show you all we have. Just give us a chance. As the day unfolded, she could feel the community's initial resistance start to melt. Children laughed, vendors offered samples, and performers began warming up, nervous but excited. But just as hope began to fill her chest, a loud crash broke the moment a table tipped over, spilling a massive stack of handmade decorations, the bright colors swirling into chaos. Gasps echoed around them as all eyes turned to the mess. Would this be the moment that shattered everything? Jenna held her breath, uncertain what would follow. Would this be a disaster? Or an opportunity to prove that even in chaos, they could come together? With determination setting in, Jenna stepped forward, ready to rally the community back to hope. But underneath it all, doubts lingered. Was today really the start of something beautiful, or merely a fleeting moment before everything fell apart? Jenna took a step forward, her heart pounding against her ribcage. She could feel the eyes of the townsfolk boring into her, the silence thick with apprehension and disbelief. The chaotic spill of decorations created a rainbow of colors on the ground, now just a big mess in the middle of what was meant to be a joyous day. Hey! It's okay. She called out, her voice steady despite her racing heart. We can fix this together. She crouched down, gathering the scattered decorations, a mix of colorful streamers and hand-painted signs that had taken hours to create. One by one, she picked them up, her movements a mix of urgency and calmness. Behind her, she could hear William taking a deep breath. All right, everyone. Let us lend a hand. William's voice broke through the tension, rallying the crowd. This is our festival, and together, we can make it work. Jenna glanced back to see him stepping forward, his hands already reaching down to help. Slowly, the townsfolk approached, hesitant at first but drawn in by his enthusiasm. One by one, they started joining in, helping to lift the tables back up, some picking up decorations, others straightening out signs and banners. As they worked together, Jenna felt the energy shift. The initial chaos began to turn into laughter, a shared moment of humanity that felt electric. Someone nearby joked about the not-so-quick tipped table, and laughter carried through the crowd. She couldn't help but smile, her heart swelling with something she hadn't felt earlier. Unity, the woman who had initially voiced skepticism, stepped closer, a softening in her features. You know, my kids would love those decorations. We could put them up at home. Exactly. Think of how we can brighten this day and make it special for our families, Jenna replied, her heart hopeful. Let us show everyone what Maplewood really is about. As everyone helped pick up the pieces, literal and metaphorical, what began as a chaotic setback transformed into a moment of community bonding. It didn't just feel like the festival, it felt like a catalyst for something more significant. A realization settled in Jenna's mind: they were building connections, not just for a single day, but possibly for the future. With the decorations restored, the laughter grew louder, and Jenna felt lighter. The naysayers, now less visible, seemed to blend into the thriving crowd. Children danced to the distant music, their delight infectious, while vendors offered tastes of homemade goodies with more enthusiasm. But then, just as she thought everything was falling into place, a loud crash rattled her again. Not again. Someone called out, but it wasn't tea from the festival, it was from the hillside, where a small group of teens had accidentally toppled over a wooden booth, sending drinks and snacks sprawling across the grass. Jenna's stomach tightened. The day felt delicately balanced, teetering between success and disaster. Would this derail what they had worked so hard to build, or could they keep riding the wave of connection and trust they had built just moments before? With newfound resolve, Jenna ran towards the noise, her heart pounding again. "Let us go help them," she shouted, only half aware of what pour across the scene could mean for the momentum already created. Could this moment be another setback or an opportunity to prove that together, they could overcome anything? Would the festival end on a high note after all, or was Jenna about to witness the breaking point she feared so much? As Jenna sprinted up the hill, she could see the throng of kids huddled around the fallen booth, their faces shifting from shock to worry. Tipping over like that was bad enough, but the sight of spilled sodas and snacks made it even worse. The vibrant colors of the festival felt muffled and distant now. "Come on," she urged the others, waving her arms to get their attention. A few festival goers, still buzzing from the earlier chaos, turned and jogged over. The laughter that had filled the air just moments ago felt like a memory now, replaced by gasps and shouts of concern. "Is everyone okay?" Jenna shouted as she reached the commotion. The teens, eyes wide and guilty, were already scrambling to gather the fallen items, but their movements were frenzied and uncoordinated. One of the boys, his face flushed, looked up at her. We didn't mean to. It was an accident," he stammered, his hands moving in a flurry, grabbing at the snacks strewn about. Jenna's heart ached for them. Accidents happened, she had made her share of mistakes today. "I know it was an accident," she replied, softening her tone. "But we need to fix this. Let us get these things cleaned up together." Just then, William arrived by her side, determination emanating from him. "All right, guys. Teamwork, remember. Let us show that booth who's boss." His infectious energy reignited the moment. The crowd started forming a chain, passing napkins and drinks to each other, laughter creeping in again as they dodged the sticky puddles. "Hey, Jenna. Look, I found the sparkling juice," called a little girl, holding up a bottle like a trophy. Jenna couldn't help but smile. The girl's excitement was pure, and for a split second, the pressure eased, but then she noticed the kids' expressions shift again. "We can't put it all back," one of them said, tears threatening. "We ruined it." Jenna knelt in front of them, the chaos of the moment fading away. "You didn't ruin anything. You just added a new twist to our festival story. I want you all to think about something. What if we take what we have left and make something even better?" The teens exchanged glances, uncertainty mingling with curiosity. "What do you mean?" asked the boy who had first spoken up. "Why not use what's left? We could have a create your own snack station right here instead. We could turn the drinks into punch," and Jenna's voice trailed off as her mind raced with possibilities. "Let us host a competition to see who can make the best mix." Slowly, smiles crept onto their faces. "That could actually be cool," whispered one teen. "Exactly," William chimed in. "And we can make a fun banner to let everyone know what happened. A real part of the festival's story." As they began to gather what remained, a sense of renewed purpose buzzed around them. Kids laughed and started brainstorming flavor mixes, clashing their soda creations while adults rallied behind them, eager to pitch in. The festival was alive again. Jenna stepped back, letting the energy wash over her. It felt like the chaos from earlier turned on its head, creating something entirely new, filled with laughter rather than fear. But just as things began to gel, a sudden shout rang out from the direction of the main stage. "Folks! We have a surprise guest." The crowd turned, curiosity piqued, the memory of the toppled booth fading. Jenna's heart raced. Who could it be? What could this mean for the festival? The energy swirled around her, leaving Jenna on edge and eager to know. She felt the electric buzz of possibility, but also an adrenaline spike of apprehension. Could this really be the turning point? Or was it just the calm before the storm? The crowd's murmur grew louder, a wave of excitement washing over them. Jenna turned her gaze toward the stage, her heart drumming erratically in her chest as she fought to catch a glimpse of the surprise guest. Curiosity crackled in the air, and even the kids around her paused their snack preparations, straining to see. Then, as if on cue, the crowd parted just enough for a silhouette to emerge. Bright stage lights swept through the area, landing on a tall figure clad in a stylish, tailored suit. Gasps echoed from the crowd, and Jenna's breath hitched. She recognized him, even from a distance. Julian Carter, celebrity businessman and philanthropist, had made headlines for his generous donations to various charities, especially youth programs. "Is that really him?" whispered a girl beside her, wide-eyed. "I thought he was just a rumor." Jenna felt a mix of thrill and disbelief. She had only seen Julian on television, always promoting some new initiative or charity. But here he was, standing right in front of them, his charismatic presence creating an electric atmosphere that momentarily eclipsed the earlier chaos. Julian stepped up to the microphone, his confident smile lighting up the stage. "Hey everyone. I heard about the incredible spirit you all showed just moments ago when that booth tipped over," he declared, gesturing toward the crowd. "And I think we can turn this day around together." The crowd exploded with cheers, and Jenna couldn't help but feel a sense of camaraderie among them all. This was a chance to reclaim the energy of the festival. Julian continued, his voice clear and warm. "I believe in the power of community, and today, I want to invite you all to join me for a challenge. Let us create something amazing together." He paused for a moment, scanning the young faces lit up with delight. "I'll provide the resources, and we'll have a contest to see who can design the best booth in memory of the one that fell. It can be anything, creative ideas that showcase who you are. And winner takes all." Jenna felt goosebumps rise on her arms. This was it. An opportunity to truly turn things around, to channel their collective energy into something beautiful. The sadness from before faded as an immense thrill surged through her. "Are you ready to show the world what we can do?" Julian shouted, rallying everyone around him. "Yeah." The crowd roared, excitement bubbling over as ideas ignited like fireworks. Soon, kids began to shout out ideas, some wanting brightly colored banners, others suggesting outrageous themes. Jenna felt a spark of inspiration herself. What if we combined flavors and designs? Something edible and artistic. We could use the leftover snacks. William clapped her on the back, grinning widely. "That's genius. Let us brainstorm right now." They quickly huddled together, swarming with thoughts, fueled by Julian's infectious energy. Laughter and chatter filled the air, the festival's rhythm brought back to life, but as they worked, Jenna stole glances at Julian, wondering what had prompted his presence today. What was he hoping to gain? She felt a nagging question well up inside. Was this a publicity stunt, or did he genuinely care? Just then, a little boy tugged at her shirt, his eyes sparkling with imagination. "Do you think he really cares about us?" Jenna paused, her heart heavy with the realization of uncertainty. She wanted to believe, but could inspiration stem from real concern? As Julian continued to rally the crowd, Jenna took a deep breath, feeling the conflict within her. Would this festival become a moment of transformation, or would it reveal something deeper about their own expectations? The laughter echoed around her, the festival pulsing with a new heartbeat. But Jenna couldn't shake the question, what would this day really mean for all of them? As she looked at the crowd, eager and inspired, she felt a strange mix of hope and doubt. This wasn't just about the booth anymore. This was about believing in possibilities, especially when they felt out of reach. And just like that, another shout erupted, chilling the air. "Wait. Is that?" Jenna turned, bracing for whatever came next. Would this story take another twist? Or would it lead them all to an unexpected revelation? As Jenna turned to see what the shout was about, her heart raced with anticipation. She glimpsed a young girl in a bright pink dress standing at the edge of the crowd, pointing enthusiastically toward a nearby booth that had been abandoned during the chaos. "Look! They're coming back." The girl's voice was filled with excitement. The crowd began to part again, revealing a small group of teenagers pushing a cart filled with art supplies, snacks, and vibrant decorations. Jenna's breath caught in her throat. They had turned a mishap into an opportunity. Together, they had blended energy, creativity, and resilience, and she felt a surge of pride at being part of this community. "Hey, we're going to join the challenge too," one of the teenagers shouted, his grin infectious. "We'll make the best booth together." Jenna's eyes sparkled at the sight. It was a reminder that the festival was more than just a way to win, it was about rallying together in the face of adversity. The idea took root in her mind, fueled by Julian's uplifting words. "Let us not just make a booth," Jenna suggested, her voice rising above the cheers and chatter. "Let us create a whole experience. We can make it interactive. We could have games, art, and even a space for storytelling." The group around her erupted in agreement, each voice building on the last. William jumped in, "We could have a corner where people can draw their dreams what they want to be when they grow up." Others shared ideas, their eyes shining with possibility, each suggestion weaving into a beautiful tapestry of hope. As the sun beamed down, illuminating their excited faces, Jenna felt the weight of her doubts lift. This wasn't just about Julian anymore, it was about them. Julian watched, a satisfied smile on his face. He stepped forward once more, raising a hand to calm the growing noise. "You guys are amazing. I can tell you've got some incredible plans brewing. But remember, it's not just about the booth. It's about how you pull together as a community." His words hung in the air, a gentle reminder mixing with the excitement of the festival and sending a wave of determination through Jenna and her friends. As they worked, Jenna found herself drawing closer to Julian, wanting to hear more of his wisdom. She sensed he carried stories that could change perspectives, guide them through uncharted waters. But the lingering question tugged at her: was he genuinely committed to empowering them, or was there another motive hidden beneath that charming facade? Suddenly, a loud crash broke her concentration. A table, laden with supplies, toppled over, sending markers and papers flying everywhere. Gasps rang out, but rather than panic, laughter erupted. "Whoops! Looks like we're going to need some teamwork here," Julian exclaimed, his playful tone captivating the crowd yet again. Together, they scrambled to help, voices and laughter harmonizing in a delightful chaos. Jenna felt an exhilarating sense of belonging enveloping her, igniting a fire within. This was their festival, and they were all part of it. As they gathered the scattered supplies, the little boy who had asked her earlier about Julian appeared by her side again, his face earnest and curious. "Do you think he is really helping? Or is he just pretending?" Jenna knelt down to his level, searching for a way to inspire hope. "Maybe he is doing both. But either way, we've got to show him that we can take this chance and make it something special." Just then, she caught sight of Julian speaking animatedly with a group of parents, his energy radiating. There was something about the way he gestured, a warmth in his smile that suggested genuine concern. But what would happen if they discovered something darker behind that shining facade? As the festival buzzed with excitement, a flicker of doubt returned. Would they find clues as they built their booth, revealing the truth about their unexpected guest? The question lingered in Jenna's mind as they resumed their brainstorming, the festive spirit soaring once more. Was this challenge just the beginning of something greater, or the unmasking of a truth that could change everything? Jenna's heart raced as she turned back to the group. The laughter and energy echoed around her, but a thread of uncertainty remained stitched into her thoughts. As they picked up scattered supplies, the little boy's question replayed in her mind like a broken record. Was Julian really helping? She shook off her doubts. They had to focus on their booth, on transforming this experience into something memorable. With every idea shared, Jenna felt more alive, her initial trepidation melting away. She grabbed some markers and bright paper, eager to jump back in. Let's create a vision board where everyone can share their dreams. She suggested, her voice bubbling with excitement. The crowd responded with enthusiasm, a wave of inspiration washing over her. As they continued to brainstorm, Julian joined the group, his energy infectious. What if we make a big mural? He proposed, his hands gesturing wildly. A mural that represents our dreams? We'll invite people to paint their hopes. The idea sparked a chorus of cheers. Jenna felt a thrill run through her. This was what the festival was about: connecting, creating, and sharing visions. But still, her mind drifted back to the boy's question. Julian glanced at Jenna, catching her gaze. Remember, Jenna, he said softly, almost as if he sensed her inner turmoil. This isn't just about the art. It's about community. We can do something truly beautiful together. His words resonated with her. Maybe he was genuine after all. They all fell into a rhythm, the work becoming a joyful dance. Paint splattered on their clothes, laughter mixed with the calls of passers-by, and the festival atmosphere filled the air like a warm embrace. As they worked on the mural, a vibrant spectrum of colors blossomed, each stroke telling a story. The little boy, brimming with excitement, joined Jenna at the corner of the canvas, creating his own contribution. His innocent joy lit up Jenna's heart, pulling her back to the present, but then, something unexpected happened. As William grabbed a fresh tub of paint, he accidentally knocked over a metal ladder. It crashed against the table with a loud bang, startling everyone. Jenna gasped, her heart leaping into her throat. But instead of fear, an unstoppable wave of laughter erupted from the group. At least we know the ladder's sturdy. Julian joked, causing the crowd to erupt in chuckles. Jenna felt a rush of warmth enveloping her. The joy bloomed in the air around them, and for a moment, the chaos faded away. They were a team, a community in full swing. But lurking beneath the laughter, Jenna caught a shadow in Julian's eyes, a fleeting flicker of something deeper. The moment settled in her chest, a flower just beginning to bloom. She got lost in thoughts, watching him as he helped clean up the mess, chucking broken supplies into a nearby trash bin. Did he really believe in what they were doing, or was there a hidden agenda? As they returned to their creative endeavor, Jenna felt her resolve strengthening. If there was more to Julian, she would find out. She wouldn't let doubt overshadow the magic they were creating together. As the days stretched on and their booth took shape, a feeling of urgency filled her. The festival was inching closer, and with it, revelations awaited. Was the real transformation in the art they were creating, or would someone pull the curtain back, revealing the truth of Julian's intent? With each stroke on the mural, Jenna felt something big brewing just beneath the surface, a true turning point that could change everything. She held her breath, wondering what the next unveiling moment would bring. The festival buzzed with energy as the sun dipped lower in the sky, painting everything in shades of gold. Jenna glanced at the mural, a kaleidoscope of dreams, hopes, and smiles taking shape under her hands. The laughter, the chatter, it filled her heart with warmth. But she still sensed that uncertainty lurked close by, waiting for the right moment to reveal its claws. William, covered in splashes of paint, sidled up next to her, his face beaming. Look at this. We're really doing it. Jenna nodded, pride swelling in her chest. Yeah, I can't believe it. But will it be enough? Enough? He chuckled. We're showing them a whole new side of Maplewood. This is about more than a festival, it's about us really connecting. Right, but... She hesitated, gazing over at Julian, who was advising a group of kids. Had the presence of a celebrity turned this moment into something superficial? Her heart tugged tight at the thought. Jenna. William's voice cut through her swirling doubts. What were you thinking? I just was. Julian sincere. Why would he show up here? Before he could respond, a loud applause erupted from the crowd. Jenna turned toward the stage to see Julian on a mic, smiling widely. Thank you for all your hard work. This community, this energy, this is what makes Maplewood special. Cheers erupted, warming Jenna all over again. Then came Julian's next words that hit her like a thunderbolt. And today, to showcase your talent, I'm pledging a significant donation to the schools here, but that's not all. I want to hear from you about how we can improve our community together. Jenna's heart raced. Could this be real? It felt genuine, but there was still that niggling doubt. Time to find out, William urged, and Jenna nodded, determination settling in her gut. They would confront this, together. As Julian stepped off the stage, Jenna and William approached him, the crowd buzzing with excitement around them. Julian. Jenna called out, her voice steady. Can we talk? He turned, his charismatic smile never wavering. Absolutely. I love the energy. What's on your mind? Was your offer genuine? We need to know if we can truly trust you, she said, a fervor building in her voice. He shifted slightly, his demeanor calming, sincerity settling over his features. I know people question my motives, but hear me, I believe in this community. I was once like you, all ambition yet no guidance. I want to give back. Then let us be partners in this, William jumped in, a bright glimmer in his eyes. Let us show Maplewood what real transformation looks like. Julian nodded, that warm smile growing wider. Let us make that pledge official together. As they shook hands, the crowd erupted into applause once again, laughter and praise soaring through the air. All doubt started to melt away, hope surged through Jenna's veins, rich and vibrant. The sun began to set, casting long shadows on the ground. With newfound energy, Jenna felt like she could conquer anything. As the day neared its end, she watched families gather, joy lighting up their faces. Are you ready for the grand finale? William asked, excitement bubbling under the surface. Absolutely. She could hardly contain her own excitement. Let us bring everyone together. As they prepared for the closing ceremony, a sense of community settled around them, palpable and real. They lit candles, symbolizing unity, each flicker a promise, each light a testament to their journey. Jenna took a moment to breathe it all in, the laughter, the hope, the love surrounding them. The festival wasn't just a celebration of talents, it was a beginning. Together, they had risen from doubt and fear, igniting a flame that would keep burning bright. As everything came to a close, Jenna felt a surge of emotion swell up. She wrapped her arms around William, tears of joy prickling at her eyes. We did this, she whispered, wonder in her voice. Together, he replied, returning her embrace tightly. Looking out at their community, all tensions and worries vanished. She had created something incredible with William and Julian, together, they birthed change. Jenna took a step back, laughter spilling from her lips, radiant joy illuminating her features. Here's to Maplewood. Here's to us. Everyone cheered, a collective heartbeat resonating through the air. This was their moment, forged from hope and urgency. They had transformed a festival into something more, a kinship of dreams bound together in unity. Jenna wore her victory like armor, knowing they could achieve anything as long as they stood side by side. This was just the beginning of the journey, but today marked a shift, a beautiful awakening of what was possible when they came together. Now, in the glow of the festival lights and surrounded by the love of her community, Jenna realized the truth: hope lived here, in every smile, every echo of laughter. And she would hold on to that truth fiercely, sharing this moment of transformation with the world. Don't just stand back, join the awakening. You need to subscribe now to witness the incredible stories yet to unfold, so you don't miss out. Leave a like now, because each like fuels this community's flame and helps spread the love. And please, comment below with your reactions and feelings about this touching ending, we want to hear you. Most importantly, share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation. This is the moment to show your support. Don't wait not even one more second to share. Join us, because only true fans understand the importance of action.